say something funny now, and then we can keep this bit in.
It's Christmas.
It's not. Oh, see, that's the thing, isn't it? Christmas is coming, the goose is getting fat, and we're going to be in recession. How about that? Thank you for listening to Two Talking Arseholes. This podcast is for entertainment purposes only and may deal with adult topics and adult themes.
Brownstown, we're with you when you fight. Brownstown, walk with the dogs tonight. Brownstown, Cleveland is right behind you.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the whatever this show is called, Talking to Ourselves, the 14th day of November. Remember the 14th day of November. I'm gonna see if I can outdo Av's catchphrase. Welcome. My name is Steve. I've got a kangaroo bollock in my mouth. Hen.
I thought you were going to say, I speak a load of bollocks. But,
I can do that and cut it in. Speak a load of bollocks.
and I'm Av. He likes a bit of the Ed Sheeran. You bastard Hancock. Mr. Singh.
Out of everything. If you don't know, Matt Hancock's in I'm a Celebrity, by the way. I think we're going to talk a lot about him. But that out of everything that we could have a go at Matt Hancock, we're like, 2 minutes in, and the fact that he said he liked Ed Sheeran has to be the most bizarre of everything, really. And then he sang
it, which was horrendous.
Do you reckon he had vocal coaching for that? Do you reckon they said, look, when you go, it seems trendy, so they might ask you about who do you like. Learn this song by Ed Sheeran. And you go, who's Ed Sheeran?
I think he's probably had some PR training and thought, look, if you go in and do some singing, you might get a single release. Yeah. If you start making the tea, you might get an advert, with PG Tips or Tetley Tea or something like that. So, it looks like to me he's trying to get his a bit of a niche point in certain areas. So when he comes out, you can, do some advertising, do some singing.
Oh God!
I think the only thing he could really advertise is co-op funerals.
I thought you said Coke funerals, co-op funerals. They're both the same, really. But yeah, my mum paid for her funeral with a co-op years and years and years ago. And that really took a turn there, didn't it? Anyway, so Matt Hancock, do you think that's why he's in there, though? Because he can't be in there because everyone says he's not going to be an MP anymore. And the thing is, if I was in his constituency, I'd never vote for him now he's on the telly because he should be doing his job. So I suppose he is looking for other work.
That's it. I mean, I can't see him do any TV work on any of the TV shows, but they might become a regular thing in being on reality TV. He'd be on
Prime Minister's Question Time. That's a reality show going begging.
Only Essex.
Oh, the only way is Essex.
Only way is Essex. Only way is Hancock.
Hancock's half hour. We did a whole Hancock's half hour, didn't we? And that was on his being caught in flagrant de langue in the court in breaking COVID rules, squeezing his secretary's buttocks.
So it says he was just checking the back of her throat, wasn't he?
Yes, of course. He was. That's what he's going. He's going back as a dentist, and the reality show it'll be let me fill your cavity.
But I don't know. I'm sure he's brought in quite a few different generations to watch it. It probably depends, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's weird. Sorry. You want to do a joke?
Yeah.
Do you think he has brought in a few different generations?
Well, I say yeah, except the older ones, because he killed most of them off, didn't he?
Well, that's not bringing him in.
Well,
You'd get more votes if you hadn't killed him off.
he's getting voted to do the trials, isn't he? So,
That's the big mistake. I feel that's a big mistake. Because what I was going to say, before you did your joke, was I felt uncomfortable watching him. I felt like it was weird, that it wasn't right, that he shouldn't be there, and I didn't like him. Didn't like him being there, and I didn't want people to empathise or feel that, oh, he's all right, he's a decent geezer because he's doing all the trials. But everyone who's voting for him to do the trials is going to give him more airtime, and more people are going to think, oh, he's doing a grand job. You know what I mean? And it'll be the first time he has done a fucking grand job.
well, I was hoping that all the celebrities in there would take it out on him with their expertise. So you got Matt Tyndall to rugby tackle him, a few times, get him in a scrum. Chris Moles can grill him.
Is he a chef?
As well.
Did you say the other? Did you say the other comedian?
Yeah, I can't remember his name.
No, come on. I've got it. I've got them all written down here, so I'll tell you what it is, because I can't even say it, to be honest. Yeah. Bubba Tandy.
Yeah, Bubba Tandy can become a few, take the mick out of him, and Boy George can get a radiator in there, and you can handcuff him to it.
Handcuff the Hancock. We should call this. That's what we should call the show. Handcuff the Hancock.
He got into a bit of trouble, didn't he, Boy George, a few years ago for handcuffing someone to his radiator.
Yes, he
did.
It a rent? Were you going to say rent boy? I don't think we can say rent boys. Like, we can't say prostitutes anymore. We have to say sex worker.
Was it a sex worker?
No, it's a rent boy. Because he was the son of the man who owned the flat. So I apologise for my tortuous way of trying to get that joke crowbarred in about a rent boy. But I do think that we should call them sex workers, even though I don't even like the term sex worker.
Gigolo?
Gigolo. Oh, that's a great word. I like the word gigolo. There's Dave Lee Roth did a cover of Just a Gigolo, and it's brilliant. I ain't got nobody.
Oh my! You sing like Matt Hancock.
Is he aware of how much hate there is for him in the country?
I don't think he does.
Because I don't think. I mean, he thinks it's because he was having an affair, but I think it's more to it than that. I think having the affair is the least of his worries.
I think it was because he's incompetent. And he signed off checks.
That's another thing they've not brought up. Yeah, because didn't he do an interview during the pandemic? And there was a picture of his mate who got the BPE contract that was useless.
Because he had a pub. His mate had a pub. He got a big contract. They've been too nice, aren't they, in the jungle? Because I think they're probably thinking they don't want to rock the boat and make it awkward.
Yeah, I mean, because he might come across as being. See, I'm sure, and you'll like this bit. I'm sure that if Nigel Farage went in there, people would like him. If Boris Johnson went there, people would like him because he probably comes across as a I don't know what that noise is. What's the noise he's making? Why is he making noises? He must come across as a nice person. Boris and Farage do. Yeah. So Hancock's probably coming across as a nice person. It's still early days, though, isn't it? He's only just eaten the testicles.
I think they put with Boris and Nigel Farage, the charismatic, aren't they? Charismatic characters. But
you're right.
Yeah. You get past the charisma, and there's not much there.
Yeah, no, you're right. Because Matt Hancock really is just like a blancmange. There is no real charisma there. He is like the schoolboy that's in the wrong team. It's just weird.
He's like the lady version of Liz Truss.
That's actually
Is it too hard?
No, it's not. I just don't like mentioning Liz Truss anymore. But I think actually Liz Truss has probably more personality than Hancock.
No.
Hey, do you want me to bring the Secret Service round to us?
Go on then.
I had a thought, right? I had a thought because I do think that Liz Truss in the Conservative Party was quite a good-looking woman to all the rest of the old white male stales that were there, right? I reckon Cleverly and Kwasi Kotang have had sex with her. In my head, I've thought that. I'm not saying it's true, but I thought perhaps that's why they were very close to her, because she's like the ex-girlfriend that they used to have, or she has sex parties with Crazy Kotang and Cleverly.
Should I tell you a joke?
What? So you're going to just agree with me then, and then tell me a joke? You could
Well,
say no, Steve. I don't think that's true.
It ties in with what you say.
Okay. Oh, you can't tell a joke now because you're frozen. I'll tell you when you can tell the joke, when you're unfrozen.
That is a disgrace.
I tell you, Steve, all this wokey.
This is what I want to talk about, right? Because it is wokey. And it's this, right? The Daily Mail online, now woke New York Times calls Great British Baking Show racist! Capital letters, exclamation mark. Restaurant critic says Mexican-themed week was offensive and accuses hosts of casual racism. And they're in ponchos and Mexican hats. That's Fielding and Matt Lucas. Wokey cokey British Bake Off from the New York Times. Now, the Mail have said that it's woke, right? Do you think that is woke, that the New York Times was moaning about it?
Doesn't Jeff Bezos on the New York Times?
Jeff Bezos is my favourite billionaire anyway.
Are they going after Matt Lucas because of Little Britain?
No, it's because, right? It's because I think this is what it is. Bake Off's not what it used to be. And I do think that they've gone a bit too far. But in this country, Mexican food is a novelty more so than a staple diet. In America, where Bake Off has become really huge in America, the British Bake Off show, Mexicans quite important to the wokey cokey Americans. Innit? Mexico's around the border, innit? It's on the border.
Yeah, but are there any Mexicans complaining?
I don't think the Mexicans get TVs, do they? Is this offensive, Mexicans? Ponchos and Mexican hats. I don't feel like we should make Mexican jokes because people will get upset. What? Not even Juan? No, not even Juan.
It's... I think it's with that. They always do silly things, don't they? At the beginning of the show. It's a silly thing. It's not. It's like the guys. It does like one sheet is not enough. Is that racist now?
Refried beans. One sheet is not enough. Oh, is that?
With the kitchen roll, the Mexican guy comes on. One sheet is not enough. I mean, you thinking they knew? You knew that marketing idea was that it sounds like shit. One sheet is not enough.
You say it sounds like shit. I used to stay in its bed and breakfast, and I said to the landlady, I said, "Can I have another sheet on my bed?" She said, "You sheet on that bed again, I'll rub your fucking nose in it."
That is a disgrace.
You try.
I do try, but it's not. I think if Mexico was on our border like Welsh, we wouldn't take it.
They're focusing on that. What they need to focus on is the South Americans which are coming across their borders. They're separating the families. The states in the South, which are mainly Republican, shipping them to Democratic cities now because they're saying they can't take any more. And then Democratic cities.
I thought, right, we could do the Bake Off story because it'd be quite light.
No, I'm saying.
But I'm not a big fan of any form of genocide, to be honest, really.
I haven't watched the Bake Off this year.
I never watched it. I never liked Paul bloody Hollywood anyway. I thought he was the misogynist bloody trope on a rope.
I need to have a look at least one episode, see what's going on in it. But that's twice you mentioned Matt Lucas. One for fantasy football and now one for
fantasy football.
mild racism.
Yeah.
Or
Very
casual
mild
racism. Mild casual racism, just say.
I mean, you know, I think I agree with you that that mild and casual racism is acceptable. I agree with you.
Well, that's half my accent, isn't it?
We could talk about GB News for a bit. Have you heard who's going to be on GB News doing their own show?
John Cleese.
The man of woke himself.
I tell you, they're keeping it very relevant, aren't they?
I loved John Cleese. I went to see him do his stand-up show. He is quite an angry old man. And I don't know if he's bitter. Because he was funny. He was a funny, and he genuinely has got funny bones. But I think he's been given a platform now, so people like it's not the right platform for him, I don't think. But then I'm not saying it's not. He's an entertainer, and they're giving him a job in front of a camera. Why do these people have to come over on boats and lorries? Because there's no... What did you do then?
Nothing. It's cut out.
Something I said. No, but they come over here. They come over here having sex with our women. But there's no legal ways for them to come in and apply for asylum. It's a fucking disgrace. So why do they moan about it? Why do they moan about people coming across the channel on a boat when there's no other way? Because you can't get a plane, you can't get a train, you can't get a boat because you won't be allowed in. And so just to save people's lives, get a bigger boat.
Well, he's coming a lorry. You know, before he was going to say he fell off the back of a lorry, used to mean something was nicked.
Yeah.
Now, if you say fell off the back of a lorry, you could be talking about Abdul, Mohammed, yeah, and then they
Richard,
get here,
Graham, or Peter.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, and they get here, and people think they land on their feet. The thing is, when they fall off the back of a lorry, you don't always land on your feet.
53 minutes for our first joke. Not bad.
It's the old joke. I haven't used that one for ages. I need to do a bit more work on the jokes, don't I?
Well, I think that's the job of any comedian is to put a bit more work into your jokes. So you got anything lined up for this? You got any firework do's that you've been going to?
I'm watching fireworks for tomorrow for the kids.
What, for the 8th? You've brought fireworks for the 8th of November.
I'm sorry.
Is that some sort of religious? It's a religious festival.
Yeah, I did some fireworks the other night, Steve, on the bonfires night. Yeah.
Were they good?
But I bought on the box. It says rockets that are not allowed. So I'm very considerate, unlike the fireworks that we just had.
So they're just going to go.
They're going to go.
That's loud.
I'm hoping the sparks.
Film one. Get your son to film one, or you'll have to. Well, yeah, because you got to light them, ain't you? How many rockets you got?
Not many. It's about one box, about 6 in there, I think.
Or just put the phone by the rocket, just so I can hear it go. Silent rockets. What is the world coming to?
It's not
big
silent
bangs?
rockets. It's quiet rockets. I'll take a picture of the box and send it you then. I can't remember where it is.
But I've had a lovely week in London. I went to see the Upstart Crow, which was nice. It's very good. Enjoyed it. Sorry?
Upstart Crow, what's that?
The Upstart Crow. It's got David Mitchell in and
Shakespeare.
David Mitchell in the Tyre Man.
And how much was a ticket for that?
£85 each.
85 quid.
3 rows from the front. I was 3 rows away from Gemma Whelan, who's in Game of Thrones, and Gentleman Jack, and David Mitchell. And do you know Rob Roos, the comedian? He's a northern comedian. He plays Bottom in this show, but he's so funny. So we had 4 from the TV show, and it was great.
So Lisa
Really
Talbot
enjoyed it.
was on it.
She wasn't in it, nor was Harry Enfield.
That's a shame, isn't it? I mean, good tell.
Well, yeah, but I only wanted to see David Mitchell and Gemma. Gemma Williams is great.
85 quid though, Steve.
Yes, but I really wanted to see it. I'm so pleased I saw it. Fucking loved it. Happy. There wasn't a silent bloody rocket there. So, on the way back, there was this woman drunk as fuck chatting to this young lad across, and I'm sure she wanted to have sex with him. And like she's just, this was an hour train from London to Oxford, and she did not pause for breath. She kept going on and on, just asking him questions, telling him about his children, right? At one point, and I because I'm on this side, she's this side, I hear her say, so what's your dream? He goes, I haven't got one. And she goes, don't be silly, we've all got dreams. What's your dream? He says, I haven't got one. He goes, what's your dream? She says, you'll think this is silly. She says, I want an indoor swimming pool. So that has now become my dream.
Wait, is that ABC euphemism? I don't know.
Because she's old. Oh, but that is...
I want an indoor swimming pool.
And I want you to do 20 laps.
Yes, I don't know I don't know what it means.
And I want you to blow up my inflatable. Oh man, but it was embarrassing.
Was she a lot older than him?
Disgustingly a lot older than him. He looked about, I mean, he could be 24, but he looked 18. And she was over 45.
That's not that
and I'm
old,
being
is it?
nice. I'm being nice.
Okay.
She could have been 55, but oh yeah. But the thing is, you could tell she was drunk. You could tell she was drunk because she was like intense in her talking. Mean, it was all very, I know you. So it wasn't slurred, but it was trying desperately.
I just realised what she was saying.
Indoor swimming pool.
Wet dream.
See you next week.
Cleveland is right behind you.
Hey, thanks for listening to the show. We hope you enjoyed it. Please like, subscribe and share this because it will help us. And don't forget to tune in next week, 8 p.m. Mondays. Ta-ra!
All this a walkie.